20 sprint races so far, so he knows he can deliver. He sat on pole position. He's just confident. Spoke to him pre-season, and
There's only 3 riders that have got a continuous contract. So we are going to see silly season quite through as Aleix Espargaro just goes behind us here. Further back in 11th. Let's hear from him now.
Jack, we've seen some incredibly quick times in qualifying. You were just 0.5 from...
I mean, the times are almost a second quicker. So, no, all the boys are pushing real hard, so we'll just have to try and go with it.
I suppose the first real test, though, is this sprint, isn't it?
I think if I can catch a top 10, this would be
on the older Aprilia, teammate Miguel Oliveira has got the new 2024 engine and chassis, but yeah, Trackhouse mean business this year, and it's so good to see that
as well. So we're really hoping they can bring it on this year. They've got some factory bikes for Miguel Oliveira, really
going, and how these riders are taken to the very limit. It's a special event.
Yeah, it really is. It's a great curtain raiser, and look out for the...
Yours at home are too, but imagine being sat on a 300 brake horsepower MotoGP bike about to trade paint with the best, most cutthroat riders. The opening race of 2024, 22 gladiators take to the arena for the Qatar Grand Prix Sprint. It's the head-to-head is why we go racing in MotoGP.
Yeah, I mean, this is what it is all about. The last 2 months, what matters is how you react now. And what have we learned from last year? Well, I'll tell you what the first race of the year is. Very difficult. Lots of adrenaline and people trying to be aggressive. So, yeah, expect some action.
This man won more sprint races than anyone last year, 9 of them.
Since then we've had rain and we saw the dirt on the track, so offline it could be slippy on the start and finish. So
we've got the cameras and it's finally time for some action. 11 laps of the Losail International Circuit in Qatar, round 1, and then we are underway for our first sprint action of the season, and you can see some people punch the smoke from the dust on the track.
Laps for Marc Marquez. He has to ride that Ducati ever so slightly different to the Honda.
Yeah, and he's going to try and slip back, is he, underneath the Gian Antonio?
Got a good start off the line. I was watching him, but then it's obviously gone wrong at turn 2. He's ended up behind Maverick Vinales down in 11th.
So leading the way, Martin from... Here we go then, an attack on Enea Bastianini from Pecco Bagnaia and up into 4th place. How often have we said it about Pecco Bagnaia? And this is what Binder was hoping this year, that he has something with which to battle the Ducatis. He won sprint races. He battled in.
That was
evening, Marc Marquez.
Pretty tight for Marc. He managed to get it stopped.
Yeah, through on Jack Miller and up into 6th place for Marc Marquez. Gian Antonio up to 6th. Was Alex Marquez able to get through on Miller? That's what happens, isn't it? You get just pushed wide here. Yep. As soon as you get onto Acosta, wants your seat. A little bit of pumping from the rear of the gas bike, but he's up to 9th place. Acosta, he was something special.
In the way, I mean, he hangs off that motorcycle so far.
We saw so much action in the opening sprint race of last year. 0.349 through the first split, 0.357 through the second split. There is Bastianini just trying.
Last year, so strong, didn't he? Like, there's pretty much one of the strongest riders, certainly top 3.
It was in 7th place, battling with Alex Marquez on the wider, dirtier line. So Bagnaia up into 3rd place, and Marc Marquez is closing in on the lead group.
Yeah, 0.3 is a big step forward. Unfortunately, over race distance, I still say they're lacking a little bit of rear grip.
Just saw a little puff is one fact you've got to be aware of, but also it is very hard to pass each other because you're on the same machine.
Yeah, everyone's on the
0.2. Tyre pressure situations are something we talked about last year. I don't think we're going to get any issues here, although if you remember,
said that is percentage wise that's a huge amount, and actually it's going to make it less likely that you're going to
go through this fast left-hander. That's where we saw Gian Antonio go down early on,
because he can just hit his markers. He can be consistent. I think because Binder's so close, faster than your leaders. Marc Marquez
then in 5th place, his first ride on the Ducati. That his pace just drops off ever so slightly at the moment, but he's just getting to grips. It's his first race of 21 on that bike, and he's right on the back of the South African.
Well, if you looked at Jorge Martin's lap times, they're not that fast actually. He stayed
to go, and still the top 6 if you include Bastianini, separated by just over a second. Still he makes it stick and goes up into 4th place. Marquez is back, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be in the mix.
He looks talent to do that, and that's what we're seeing right now. In the braking zones, Mark looks like he's got a bit extra.
Marc Marquez said before the start on this lap to nearly 0.7 between himself and Brad Binder in 2nd place. So if Bagnaia or Marquez want to 9 sprint wins last year for Jorge Martin. Aleix Espargaro.
Aleix has found a bit of second wind here, got past a couple of times, settled himself down. That Aprilia all new
last year. On board with Pecco Bagnaia, your world champion, on this year's iteration of the Desert React.
Yeah, that's taken all his momentum away, all that hard work for nothing.
I just wonder with Binder, he's suddenly come right back at Martin. I wonder if there was a moment.
Is that turn 14? Yeah, just it's easy to do it through there. You're just trying to carry a little bit too much corner speed. Just got wide, and then you've got the 3-time world champion, 3-time world champion, 2-time MotoGP world champion, Pecco Bagnaia in front of him. He's got more grip than everyone. Look at this mirror signal manoeuvre, not a problem at all.
Oh, he's going to run wide though. He's going to run wide, and that'll cost him.
The Aprilia, you can see it's taking like the sweeping lines that we normally expect from the Aprilia, and he can carry
once more. And Martin is on it, hanging right off the side of his bike. 52.9 on the last lap from Martin. We'll see. This is what Aleix said, that he thought the Ducati still would be able to power past him on the straight as we go into the last lap. Manufacturers in the podium positions as things stand, exactly what we want at the start of a new MotoGP world. This was half a second quicker than Bagnaia on that last lap. Bagnaia was trading places with Aleix Espargaro in the meantime.
Something's going on with Bagnaia. He's
now coming into the sequence of right-handers towards turn 14 that cost Marc Marquez earlier on in this race. Start off our season, but it's Jorge Martin who is the sprint king once more and wins the opening sprint race of